What's up, people? This is Snitch Girl 30 here, and this is my Smackdown review for May 4th. Honestly, I really did like the beginning, but the fact that I end up seeing it again made me feel like I was having deja vu. Like, seriously. Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan in the beginning was a great match. These guys have great in ring chemistry as usual, and they can definitely put on a good show. And when Alberto Del Rio came out, it made me feel like we have a triple feud? I mean, is Daniel Bryan feuding with Alberto Del Rio, which is feuding with Sheamus, and also Daniel Bryan, which is also feuding with Sheamus? It made me feel like it was like a feud triad, which really did make me happy because that was the first time I've ever seen that in a long time. So it would be interesting if something like that happened. I'm not entirely sure where they're going with this, whether or not it is going to be a triple feud, but it would be great if it would be. But then the fact of me seeing it twice, not only the beginning, but the end with the same outcome, was weird. And not only that, it was redundant, like literally. I don't understand why they did that, and it was just plain stupid. Maybe they ran out of ideas or just filler because that was pretty much showing everything that happened on Raw this past Monday. So I guess maybe they ran out of ideas. And also the fact of seeing Eve in charge because Johnny Ace wasn't there. I'm really tired of seeing this chick on my screen, but at least she's useful. So, she actually did play a temporary GM very well, and I would not be surprised if she becomes the next GM taking over for John Laurinaitis if John Laurinaitis either gets fired or gets fired from SmackDown and Eve takes over. I wouldn't really be surprised if that happens. But more than likely, it's not going to go back to Tay Long. So, Tay Long fans like me, sorry, it's not going to happen. But anyway, the matches themselves were not all that bad, except for the Booming Truth, which happens to be the tag team champions, or the tag team champions Booming Truth versus Hunico and Camacho. Now, Camacho, this is the first time that Camacho has ever wrestled, and yeah, he does not have a lot of good in. He doesn't have a lot of in-ring chemistry with anybody because he really hasn't had a chance to actually be in the ring. I mean, this is the first time we've ever seen him in a tag team match. So yeah, he's gonna be slow. He's gonna be a little sluggish and a little blocky, but still, it wasn't at all a bad match. And then seeing Abraham Washington up there with Epico and Primo, and also Rosa, which makes me wonder. Like Rosa, I thought was the manager of those two guys, and actually what made them popular. But now it seems like that she's being managed by Abraham Washington. I guess that's the angle that they're gonna go with. But I'm gonna be real. I'm not a big fan of Abraham Washington. He doesn't seem like he has a lot to offer for me because when it comes to being a manager, you have to be a little bit involved in everything that they do, anything that your clients do. He's just now getting a client and he's been on there for months. He really hasn't been on screen a lot until now, but he hasn't really done a lot to promote his clients. And I mean, he's not like the Guerrero or Rosa Mendez. And honestly, for now, they should probably leave the whole managerial position for the ladies because they're doing it better than the men. But Abraham Washington really does need to come up with some kind of and I guess something that separates him from the rest in order for him to actually be popular. But he didn't really have anything to offer when he was introduced on NXT. He still doesn't have anything to offer now. And he's actually gained a lot of weight, which is not good if you're going to be a wrestler. Because more than likely, he's probably going to be involved in matches. So he really needs to start toning himself up because he kind of let himself go. Not to be mean or anything, I'm just being real. If you're a wrestler, you gotta keep your body up, baby. Seriously. But anyway, moving on from there. The backstage segments, especially the one with Tay Long, I'm tired of Tay Long being downgraded and demasculated. I'm sick to death of this happening. He just needs to leave. Like seriously, just give the man a little bit of dignity and have him roll on. Honestly, but I'm gonna be real. This SmackDown really didn't have a lot of the things to offer tonight. The fact that I felt like I had deja vu seeing Sheamus and Daniel Bryan and Alberto Del Rio not once but twice, even though it was sweet seeing that Bentley coupe that Alberto Del Rio came out in. Oh my gosh, that was a gorgeous car. That's the only thing that's sexy about Alberto Del Rio, besides the hair and the fact that he looks like he's made of money. But still, That's the only appealing thing that actually can come out of that. But honestly, the matches weren't bad. And with the whole Divas match, I actually got off put a little bit because they really don't know what to do with Natalia. The first time that Natalia came out with and she was wrestling against AJ, they had her as a face and AJ as somewhat of a heel. But now when she was wrestling against Layla, she was a face. It's like they really can't make up their mind what to do with Natalia, and it's pretty darn sad. I mean, especially the fact that she's a vet, she needs to be a little bit respected. And I don't know. They really don't know what to do with her, and I really don't see her around for so long. And if she does leave, it'll be better for her career because they've humiliated her enough. And yeah, we had a backstage segment with AJ. If there's a Daniel Bryan segment or a Daniel Bryan sighting, there's gonna be an AJ segment. Sorry guys, deal with it. But all in all, AJ is starting to turn heel. She really needs to go heel right away. I mean, I thought she was gonna go heel in Extreme Rules, but she wasn't even seen in Extreme Rules. I'm hoping that Over the Limit, if she does decide to be involved with Daniel Bryan actually being at Over the Limit, I do believe that he's gonna have a rematch. I don't know. No, no, no. I know. I think Alberto Del Rio is actually gonna have a match with him. By the or, if Daniel Bryan's gonna be at Over the Limit, we know that AJ is gonna probably be there, and I'm hoping that maybe she'll somewhat develop a heel turn now because I'm tired of this whole face slapping thing. Make up your mind. Are you going to be good or bad? You can't be both. It does not work that way. Well, it did at one time, but not anymore. So I'm really looking forward for a heel turn, whatever that may be. So it can bring a little bit more flair to her character and she can stop being so freaking pixie cutesy all the time. But either or, this SmackDown really didn't have anything to offer. Sure, we had a few matches. We had the Funkasaurus coming out against Jack Swagger. I really don't know why this is happening, but at least the Funkasaurus matches are lasting a lot longer than 2 seconds. So I'm not totally complaining there. But I gotta really give this a C minus because there was really so much filler with what happened on Raw. The big plus thing is that they decided not to be a super show anymore, which that means they're gonna go and do their own thing, their own brand, which is a positive. They had really great matches with guys that had really great in-ring chemistry, but we actually saw the same match twice on TV. Deja vu, yeah. So they really didn't have much to say and really much to offer after the last pay per view. So I definitely gotta give it a C minus for tonight. Well, that's my verdict, and I'm sticking to it. This is Nation Girl 30 signing off. Peace. Later.